So today we're going to talk about mode, our next topic in statistics. So we're first going to start by looking at the definition. So the definition of mode, the mode is the value that appears the most often in a set of data. So whatever number is appearing more than once is most likely going to be your mode. But we have to follow a couple steps in order to find the mode. So the first step is to order the numbers from least to greatest, or smallest to largest. And then step 2, look for the number that appears the most times. This is the mode. Now when looking at mode, there's a couple different situations we can have. We can have one mode, which is going to happen most often. We can have no mode or more than one mode. So having one mode means there's only one number that repeats. No mode is if all numbers appear the same number of times, there is no mode. So if all numbers appear once, there's no mode. More than one mode, if more than one number appears the most frequent number of times, you have more than one mode. So if we have a set of data and say two numbers repeat 2 times, in that case, those two numbers would both be your mode. So now we're going to look at a couple examples. So example 1, we have 5, 7, 9, 14, 11, 12, and 7. So the first thing that we always have to do is order our numbers from least to greatest. So I'm going to look at my list, find the smallest one. That's going to be 5. I'm going to cross it off because I already used it. My next number will be 7. And then I also have another 7. And then 9, 11, 12, and then 14. My next step is to look at my list and see if I have any numbers that repeat. So 5 doesn't repeat, 7 repeats, okay, so that one might be a mode. 9 doesn't repeat, 11 doesn't repeat, 12 doesn't repeat, and 14 doesn't repeat. So the only number that's repeating here is 7. So that means 7 is our mode. So our mode is 7. Okay? So now we're going to look at example 2. In example 2, our data includes 14, 10, 8, 5, 9, and 3. So again, we're going to start by ordering our numbers from least to greatest. So first comes 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, and then 14. So now we're going to look at our list and see if there's any numbers that repeat. 3 doesn't repeat, 5 doesn't repeat, 8 doesn't repeat, 9 doesn't repeat, 10 doesn't repeat, and 14 doesn't repeat. So here, none of our numbers repeat, so that means we have no mode. Again, none of our numbers repeat, so that means we're going to have no mode. So now let's look at example 3. In this set of data, we have 3, 2, 5, 7, 5, 8, and 2. So first step is to order them from least to greatest. So I have 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, and 8. So now I'm going to look at my list of numbers and see if anything repeats. So 2 does repeat, 3 doesn't, 5 repeats, 7 doesn't, 8 doesn't. So 2 repeats twice and 5 also repeats twice. So they appear the same number of times. So in this case, we are actually going to have 2 modes. So here, 2 and 5 are modes. So now we're going to look at one more example, example 4. So in our set of data, we have 5, 4, 5, 2, 3, 1, 3, 3, 5, and 2. So our first step is to always order them from least to greatest. So we have 1, we have 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, and one more 5. So now I need to look at my list of data and see if I can find anything that repeats. So 1 doesn't repeat, 2 repeats twice, 3 repeats 3 times, 4 doesn't repeat, and 5 repeats 3 times. So when we're looking to find the mode, we want to find the number that appears the most frequent number of times. So a number that appears the most would be 3 times this time. So 3 is a mode and 5 is a mode. They both appear the same number of times. They both appear 3 times. So in this example, 3 and 5 are modes. Now you might be asking, well, 2 repeats twice. Why isn't that a mode? Okay, here 2 repeats twice. Well, 3 times is more than 2 times, so 2 is not going to be a mode in this case. Only 3 and 5 because they appear more times. They appear 3 times each.